There we go. So a little bit of a mixture of things through today's session. When I plan things, I work out first of all my mat-based class, and then I make a gentle version for my gentle mat-based class, and then I adapt it for a seated version for us. So I sort of have a streamlined train of thought for the week. It just makes it a little bit better rather than doing three completely separate things. So the foundation of this week's lessons were based on the movements from the classical routine, which are our 34 mat-based exercises, which Joseph Pilates created in the 1940s, and it was his full body conditioning program. And so I adapt things on the mat to make them a little bit gentler as and when needed, and then we can also do seated versions of that, which is what we're going to look at today. So everything is founded in those original mat-based and those original classical movements. So let's get ourselves warmed up, although it's quite nice and warm in here compared to outside. So we bring ourselves right to the front edge of the chair, and we're going to start by raising an alternate heel. So we're just lifting an alternate heel up off the floor and connecting with the floor, making sure that we can feel the ball of the foot underneath the big toe to make sure that we're not rotating the ankle. So as soon as we put the weight into those little toes, the ankle rotates, which we try to avoid. And then come into a double heel raise, so both heels up off the floor. So starting to just switch on those calf muscles. And do a couple more. And then rest the heels down. And then we're going to roll the foot from the inside of the foot to the outside of the foot. Now the knees are going to move, but I want you to see if you can lift the outside of the foot and then lift the inside of the foot. Getting a little bit of movement into those ankle joints. And then bring everything back to the center. Coming into shoulder rolls, roll the shoulders round to the front, up to the ears, round and back and down. And then continue with that big circle. And one more backwards. And then we change direction. Roll the shoulders forwards. And one more. I'm going to come into again, a little bit more mobility for the shoulder. But we often do this movement at the end of the class where we're mobilizing the spine. But I want you to keep your back nice and still. But bring the backs of the hands just together in front of you. And then open the arms to the outside. But like I say, keep the back still. So sometimes we use this for spinal mobilization. But today it's about the shoulders. So we curl the shoulders forwards. We're separating the shoulder blades. And then we're opening up the chest. That's it. So it's all about the shoulder mobility when we keep the back nice and still. Gently drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And let's do one more like that. And then reset the shoulders. Okay, coming into our side bend. So dropping a hand down the side, bring that back through the center and to the other side. So nice, and just checking in that we're nice and soft through those shoulders. Ear is in line with shoulder, shoulder in line with the hip. And we're equally weighted through those sit bones. And then if you feel that you're able to, we're going to take an opposite arm, float up and over, and then bring that through the center. So if you don't want to do the arms, just leave the arms by the sides. But again, we're just adding that alignment with the arm. So the arm, we're trying to get by our ear, if it will go there. Let's do one more each side here, just increasing the stretch down the side of the body. And then bring that back to the center, reset those shoulders. Now just step those feet wide. We're coming into some spinal mobility work. So bring the fingertips just to the shoulders. Keep the chin in the center of the chest, and then we rotate from one side to the other. Now the change in leg position will just get the back working in slightly different ways when we change the leg position. Try to keep the chin in the center of the chest so we're not looking over the shoulder. We're thinking about the mid part of the spine rather than the neck and the upper part of the spine. And then bring that back to the center. Keep the hands here, but bring the legs right in so that now our legs are together. And we're going to do the same thing. Now just see how that changes, how that feels. It might be quite a subtle change, but you might be able to feel that that feels, maybe this version with legs together feels a bit more intense. But you might find, it depends on what's going on with your back, you might find that the wider leg position for you was more stretchy. One more each side. And then bring that back to the center, release the arms. Just bring the legs back into a neutral position. Just take a little rock from side to side, just loosen off the back. And one more thing for our shoulders before we come into standing. Sweeping the arms up to a Y shape. Take a bend in the elbows, hands behind your head. Scrunch up the shoulders and then draw the shoulder blades down your back. So pull the shoulders down, back to a Y shape with the arms and press the palms down. So shoulder mobility, a little bit of strength work here. So up to the Y shape. Take a bend in the elbow, hands behind the head. No pressure on the head though. Scrunch the shoulders up to the ears where we don't want them. Pull them back down where we do want them. And then back to the Y shape and then press the palms down as you slide the shoulder blades down the back. Let's do a couple more. Take a bend in the elbow, scrunch up. Press the shoulders down. Y-shape arms. Press the hands down. Last one. Take a breath in as we breathe out. Y-shape arms. Scrunch the shoulders up. Slide the shoulders down. And then press the palms down. And then take a couple of rolls through those shoulders. Bring the feet, bring yourself to the front edge of the chair. Take the legs wide. Let's take a little pedal through those feet. We're going to come and stand up in a moment. So just make sure that those legs are ready to take our weight. And then when you're ready, find your way up to a standing position. We're going to come and stand behind your chair first of all. So find your way up. I'm just going to angle myself this way so that everyone can see my feet. So we could do a seated version of this or a standing version of this. We're going to come back to our heel raises when you're ready. So we're peeling an alternate heel up off the floor. So you could stay seated, could be standing. Again, just checking in that we can feel the ball of the foot underneath that big toe, because when we do a little bit of balance work in a second, it's going to be quite important that we've got that weighting through the foot to help with our balance. So we're just peeling alternate heels, mobilizing those toe joints, warming up those calf muscles and knees, and then change that to double heel raise. Just use the chair for a bit of support. We don't need to be coming too high. This is more of a warm up than it is balance work. And just do one more here. And then rest it down. Okay, we're going to come into just a little bit of spinal mobility. So just take a step back so that we're just at fingertips or arm's length away from your chair. And then taking a bend in the knees, sending the hips back and bringing the elbows down. Okay, I'll show a seated version in a second. And we're going to arch the back and then let the tummy sink to the floor. So we've got a cat-cow stretch here. So arch the back, tummy sinks to the floor. So in a seated version, we're going to arch the back and then curve the back. So we've got just a little open out and then a curve. So we're just getting the spine moving for the spinal mobility. I really like this one. In fact, I do this one at home when my back is a little bit achy and a bit tight, using kitchen countertop to loosen off the back. And then do one more here, standing cat-cow stretch. And then bring your hands back up onto the top of the chair, bring yourself back up again, and then bring yourself in. Just take a little step from side to side, just loosen, let the hips rock from side to side, loosen off around that lower back. Okay, so with this next one, if you're with me standing, if you feel able to, we're going to come and stand beside our chair now. So just turn the chair around, and we're beside the chair. That's it. So we're side on. That's it. You'll be fine. I'll show you, and then you can see what you can do with that one. I'm going to show the seated version in a second as well. So we've got a front leg raise and a side leg raise. So the purpose of this is going to work our quadricep muscles. Very important muscles to stay strong. They are really integral in our standing balance. Our hip flexors, these muscles over the front of the hips, and the muscles into the side of the hip, glute minimus and medius, which sit in here, are going to be working super hard. On the leg that we're moving, on the leg that's still, we're working all around the hip as well. So let me just show you what that looks like. I've got a pointed toe in front. My knee is soft. I'm going to lift that foot up, and then I'm going to take it to the side. I'm going to lift that leg up. Okay, so that's what we're going to do on that side. Seated, got a leg raise, and then a step to the side. Okay, so we've got a raise and a step to the side. So do what you can with that one. Again, Mandy, see what in terms of space. Yeah. So I would move that outside leg then. So we've got a front one, and then you can step it to the side, yeah, if you feel stable like that. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. There you go. That's it. Cool. Okay. So if we can, we're going to just step that foot out in front. Just soften that knee, keep the weight out of it if you can, and then a little raise up. Try not to let the rest of the body move at all, which is hard. And then we slide the leg out to the side. Now we're going to lift it. Try not to lean to the side. So it's only a movement here. So it might be tiny little raise. It's quite hard. That's it. I know. And rest it down. I know. Because your body wants to compensate. You want to go, oh yeah, I can do that. But when we get just that bit, those muscles working, then, but even if you move millimeters off the floor, we're going to be working those muscles, which is more beneficial than your back and the other leg working. Okay, let's try and come back to the front again. So we've got that little tap in front. So we bring the toe up, slide it round to the side, just find your balance, and then that little raise. Rest it down. Give a little walk through those legs. Lots of people have weakness in here. So it's quite a common area, which is why we isolate it, because that's what we're doing. We're not letting all the other muscles help, which is why it feels quite so intense for some of you. So we're going to bring that toe in front. We're going to do another set here. We bring the toe up and then slide round to the side. Don't let the rest of the body move, just a little raise here. And rest it down. Okay, take a little step. We're going to do that just one more time on this side before we switch and do it all on the other side. So bring the toe in front, a little raise, and then bring it round to the side, and then that little lift. And rest it down. Ooh. Those hips a little rock from side to side. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So just take time just to come onto the other side. So our other leg. So whatever is a logical way of moving around. So we want our inside leg to be near the support, basically, and then our outside leg, we've got a bit of space to move it around. It doesn't need to be a big movement. You could have a bend in the knee if that was more appropriate. Okay, so softness through that supporting leg. We slide the other leg forward and then a little raise. Try not to lean forward. Then slide out to the side. That's it. Try not to lean to the side. A little raise. How does this side feel compared to the other side? Maybe just as hard. So we bring the toe back to the front. Oh, so if it's any consolation, I'm really achy. I've been doing this. I've done this exactly the exact same thing with all of my classes, and I'm feeling it already. Okay, so we're going to put the toe to the front, and then we lift that up, and then we bring the toe to the side. And then a little lift. There we go. Okay, rest it down for a moment. We've got 2 more sets. Just take a little step through those feet. 2 more sets on this side. We slide the toe to the front, and we lift the foot up. And then we slide to the side. Remember, try not to move anything. A little lift. Rest it down. 1 more set. There's lots going on here. That supporting leg is working super hard as well. Last one then. Bring the toe in front. A little lift. And then slide the foot to the side, and then without leaning, that little lift, and then rest it down. Okay, just like I say, take a step from foot to foot, let the hips rock from side to side. And we're going to just mobilize the hips a little bit here. I'll show you a standing version first. So just resting on the ball of the foot. Be careful if you have knee issues. We're trying to stir around from the hip. Okay, so try not to let the knee go too loose. That's it. Yep, so we just give that knee a little rock from side to side. If we were seated, we're just trying to just stir that hip round. It's going to look a little bit different if we were seated. That's it. So getting a little bit of mobility into those hips. And then on the other side, just step the other foot forward. And again, so think about, rather than moving from the knee, think about stirring from that hip joint so that the knee is not just flopping around. And then rest it down. Come and bring yourself to a seated position. Okay. All right? Okay. Right then, guys. So we're going to come into a seated spine stretch, which sounds more dramatic than it is, really. I think we think we did do this one last week, or we definitely did it the week before. So with this one, the idea is to give us some spinal mobility. It gives us some strength and mobility work around the shoulder and into the hamstrings. We're going to do it without legs and just arms to begin with, and I'm going to gradually add the legs in, and then just see how you feel. Just see how you feel with it. But we do need to be right towards the front edge of the chair. So we take our arms up to a parallel position to the floor. Our palms are facing in. Shoulders are back and down to begin with. Then imagine I'm pulling your fingertips towards me as we curve and look towards our thighs. If you've got back issues, make the curve very slight with your back. Think more about sending the arms forward. Okay, and then gently sending the belly button through to your back as we press those abdominals, and then sit up nice and tall, release the arms. So if you've got back issues, you might just want to do the arms, okay, and still switch on the tummy muscles, but just avoid this curving if your back is problematic. Okay, let's try that again. So like I say, upper body working hard here. We take the arms to this parallel position, send the fingertips forward, maybe we curve the spine, send that belly button back, gently drawing up underneath the body. And then bring that back up, rest it down. So we're using our tummy muscles to help create this curve in the spine. Let's do one more just like that. Bring the arms up, take a breath in. As we breathe out, fingertips forward, belly button back. And then sit up nice and tall. Give those shoulders a roll. And then just take a little rock from side to side. So this little rock from side to side, we're lifting a sit bone, we lift a sit bone, and it's just making the pelvis rock side to side, loosening off the lower back. Okay, so just to add in the leg work, we take one leg into that extended position. So with our flexed foot, that means our leg muscles are switched on. So if you just relax the foot and just feel that the leg muscles aren't switched on. Now flex the foot and just feel them fire up. Hopefully you can feel the difference there, those muscles fire up. We're going to do that with that flexed foot position with extended legs. Same thing to this side. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, fingertips forward, toes are pointing up, and the belly button is coming back. And then sit up nice and tall. Release the arms. If you've got knee issues, just be careful that you're not pressing your knee down. Okay, we don't need to press the knee down. Think more about the flex is at the ankle rather than pressing that knee down. Okay, so the knee can even be slightly bent. Okay, one more like this. We sweep the arms up, flex that foot. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, reach the fingertips towards me, maybe with that curve of the spine. We're sending the belly button back. And then sit up nice and tall and rest that leg down. Okay, give those feet a little shuffle. We go the other side. So it's more about, like I say, to switch those. If you relax the leg, think, okay, all those muscles are turned off. Flex the foot, you'll feel them switch on, fire up. Don't press the knee back. Think more about flexing the foot. Okay, to this side, same thing. Add the spine stretch if you want to. So fingertips forward, belly button back. Maybe we're curving our spine. And then sit up nice and tall. Rest the arms, but keep the leg there. Last one. Sweep the arms up. Take a breath in. And as we breathe out, fingertips towards me. Imagine I'm pulling your hands towards me, belly button back. And then sit up nice and tall and rest it down. Okay, take a little step through those feet. So you can do one each side, like we've just done. Okay, switching legs, or we're going to do two with both legs, which is just going to intensify the work on the back. So if you've got back issues, stay with one leg, okay? Maybe even just keep the arms going rather than getting that curve through the spine. So we're like this, or we're like this. If this feels too uncomfortable or too unsteady, don't do it. Just have one leg extended. Take the arms into play then. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, fingertips forward, toes up, belly button back. Maybe we're curving the spine. Sit up tall, rest the arms down, switch legs. So if you're on single legs, switch legs, or stay double legs with me. Last one. Set those shoulders back and down, take a breath in. As we breathe out, fingertips forward, belly button back. That's it. Toes up. And then sit up tall, rest it down, come into the back of the chair and take a little rock from side to side. Hitch the hip up, loosen off the back. And let's just give those ankles a little roll. So point and flex the foot. And then onto the other side, point and flex the foot. Okay. So we're going to come up in stages, and this movement is based on a movement which is on the floor, which we do on our back, single leg stretch, where we extend one leg at a time away from the body, but we're going to do a seated version of that. So I'm going to start relatively gently, and it may well be that that's the one that you stay with, and then take it up a little bit, and then take it up a little bit further. Okay, so we'll start just with our heel raises. So like I say, this is a gentler version, but essentially we're alternating a knee lift. So either stay with that, or we turn that into a march where we're lifting an opposite foot. Now, just switch on that corset of muscle around the waist, shoulders are down. So we're not rocking, we're limiting as much as we can our rock from side to side. So we're using our core muscles. The only movement is happening at the hip and the shoulder. Oh, opposite arm, opposite leg if you can. It's easier not to rock from side to side when we go opposites because you've got that little bit of balance. That's it. Hip flexors working, quadriceps, core muscles. One more each side. And rest it down. Okay, give those knees a little rock in and out. Loosen off through those hips. So those are just our preparatory movements. If you want to, you can stay with this. You can stay with knee raises, heel raises. You could stay with knee raises. Otherwise, we're going to catch a leg in and we're going to flex the foot away. So we catch the leg in and we flex that foot away. So like I said, that might be too much for some people, especially if they're really tight here or got problems here. So it might be that we just add the heel raises, that's fine, but give it a go. If you think you can give it a try, give it a try. So again, sitting up nice and tall. If you can, just find that thigh and then slide the heel away. Same leg, we slide the leg in, maybe you can bring it up a little bit, and then slide that heel away. That's it. Slide the leg in. Don't worry if you find that you're leaning too much to the side, don't worry about holding underneath the legs, just have the hands there. That's it, do one more. I know those hip flexors are working hard, so are these quadriceps. Last one. And rest it down. Ooh. Give those knees, give that leg that you've just been working, give that leg a little rock. Okay, let's go to the other side. Same thing. It might be quite different on this side, depends on what's going on that side of the body. So it might be that you just go with heel raises. Okay, so do stay with what feels more appropriate. The heel raises, you're still going to be getting work through the leg. Otherwise, we bring the leg up and then we slide the heel away. Slide that leg in. Maybe we can catch under the thigh. Slide the heel away. That's it. So we're getting that work into those hamstrings. Quadriceps are working in different ways as we bring the leg up compared to when we slide it away. So we're really getting all the way through those quadricep muscles. Let's do one more here. And then rest it down. Okay, give those knees a little rock from side to side. Right, we're going to have the ball. You got a little break now while I come round and hand the balls out. Oh, lovely. Have a little sit back, a little cup of tea break. There we go. Yep. Morning, Liz. I haven't said good morning to you. All right. There we go. And Liz. Good morning, Liz. There we go, Pam. There we go, Mandy. Okay. So, really use the ball for a little bit of resistance, and then we're going to keep it between the knees just for some positioning of our legs. So we need to shuffle towards the front edge of the chair. We're going to use this for a version of what we would do on the floor, which is shoulder bridge, where we're lying on our backs and we're bringing the hips to the ceiling. Now that targets quads, hamstrings, and glutes, and we're going to use the ball to squeeze the muscles in the glutes to switch on that same set of muscles. We're then going to add the arms into play, and then we're going to add some heels as well. So adding bits in as we go. So let's just get that muscle engagement first of all. We need to be halfway on the chair or right on the front of the chair. So we squeeze the ball, And then squeeze the muscles in the bottom. So those are our glute maximus. We squeeze those. Hopefully all of this feels like it's switched on. And then rest it down. So I know when your glute maxes are bracing because everyone rises up about an inch off the chair. So let's give that a go. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, squeeze the balls, squeeze the glutes. Draw up underneath the body. So zip everything up. That's it. Rest it down, but not your shoulders. So the shoulders want to go up as well. So try not to let the shoulders. So we zip up here just to the belly button. Let's try that again. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we squeeze the balls, squeeze the glutes. What's the shoulders? Shoulders are nice and loose. That's it. Everything here is braced. Rest it down. So we're also learning to isolate certain muscle groups while we let the others not come in to compensate. Let's try 2 more like that. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we squeeze the balls, squeeze the glutes, zip up, but your shoulders are nice and loose. Rest it down. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, zip up and rest it down. Okay, take the ball away. Just give the knees a little rock from side to side. I quite like this in-out movement because it just helps loosen off the lower body. Okay, let's add the arms in to that movement. So as we squeeze and turn on those muscles, we're going to sweep the arms up to shoulder height. And as we release the muscles, we're going to sweep the arms down. Okay, so we're trying to time the lift of the arms with the switching on of these muscles and the release of the arms as we release the muscles. So again, it's this increase in our proprioception. It's our understanding of our body in space and our control over which muscles we want to be working at a certain point in time. Okay, so let's give that a try. It might take a bit of practice. You might find, okay, this isn't going at the same time. Don't worry, it does take practice. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we sweep the arms up as we squeeze the ball and squeeze the glutes. Remember, we're zipping up here. Now, as you release the muscles of the legs, let the arms come down at the same time. So slowly release the muscles. So see if you can time that. Like I say, it might take a bit of practice or a few goes. Tummy muscles are going to be working here too. Okay, let's give that another go. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we squeeze the balls, squeeze the glutes as we sweep the arms up. And then slowly release as we release those arms. Let's do a couple more like that. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we sweep up, switch on those muscles. So squeeze the ball, squeeze the glute, zip up, and then slowly release the muscles as you release the arms down. Good. Do one more. Breathe in and breathe out. That's it. And then rest it down. Good stuff. Okay, take the ball away. Give those knees a little rock from side to side. So I'm going to add another little bit in now. So something else. Doesn't necessarily make it harder, but it makes it's more that you have to. It's the control over the movement. So we've got that squeeze, and then we're going to add a heel raise. Okay, so we're maintaining that squeeze. We've got our arms up, and then we add 3 on this side, still squeezing, 3 on the other side. Then we release and bring it down. All right. I tell you what, let's do 1 each side first of all, and then bring it down, and then we'll see how we get on. What you'll find is you just release these muscles, and you've let go of the muscles before you bring the arms out. It doesn't matter, like I say, it does take practice, and they're not necessarily big, strong movements, but it's switching on which bit of the body. It's very good for our brains. Okay, so let's have a go with that first bit. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, squeeze the balls, squeeze the glutes, bring the arms up. Now raise one heel. We're still squeezing those glutes. Raise the other heel. Release the arms down, release the muscles. Okay? Sort of. Let's try that again. We'll just do 1 each side. Let's try that again. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we bring the arms up, squeeze the balls, squeeze the glutes. Now keep that squeeze on. Lift a heel. Keep the squeeze on. Lift a heel. Now bring the arms down and release the muscles. Bit better that time? Let's do exactly the same thing again. Okay, take a breath in. As we breathe out, we sweep the arms up. Squeeze the balls, squeeze the glutes. Raise the heel. Keep squeezing. Raise the other heel. And slowly lower down and release. Okay, take a break for a moment. We're going to go for the 3 each side. We'll just do that once through, and then we'll finish with this one. Okay, so take a breath in. As we breathe out, squeeze the balls, squeeze the glutes, sweep the arm up. Heel raise on one side for 1 and 2 and 3. Switch to the other leg, heel raise for 1, but still squeezing those glutes. 2 and 3. Then release the muscles, release the arms down. Well done, guys. Okay, sit into the back of the chair, just hold the ball, give the knees a little rock from side to side, take a little rock from side to side through those sit bones. So we're going to pop the ball between the knees just to take it out of the equation, but it helps with our knee positioning. We're coming into a seated spine twist. You need to be about halfway along the chair. You don't need to be right at the front, but halfway along the chair just to give you a little bit of space. So again, I think we did this one last week, or we've done it very recently. We often do our spine twist in our warm-up, but we're going to add in some upper body strength work to that as well, as providing your neck and shoulders are okay today. So keeping the ball here because this will stop our knees folding around and it'll help keep our position of our legs. We take the hands to the shoulders and bring the chin in the center of the chest. So try not to let the shoulders curve round. Try not to let the eye gaze turn. We rotate to one side like we were turning on a spindle, and then we come all the way to the other side. Let's do that again, one each side. So we rotate to one side, and then all the way to the other side. And bring that back to the center, release the arms. Okay, give those shoulders a roll. So you could stay with that one and stay with the spinal mobility element of that, or we take our arms to a cactus shape and we're going to do the same thing, and that is going to be working up the muscles through the arms and shoulders. So we're here, or we're here in a cactus shape. Send the hands and the elbows back. Now, as we turn to the side, we keep the chin in the center of the chest. We try not to let the hands appear. If they do, we push the arms back. Okay, take a breath in. As we breathe out, we rotate to one side. Bring that back through the center, all the way to the other side. Shoulders away from the ears. Bring it back to the center. Rest it down. Come into a forward shoulder roll. We're going to do exactly the same thing again, just one more time. Particularly this muscle, our deltoid muscles working super hard with this one. So either here or we're here. Set the shoulders down away from the ears. One twist each side. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, rotate round. If you see your hands pushing back, bring it all the way to the other side. Chin in the center of the chest. If you see those arms pushing back, bring it back to the center. Release the arms. Come into that forward shoulder roll. A little bit of strength work for our backs now. So we're coming into the back of the body. So with this one, we're going to just warm up with our extensions. So thumbs or fists or palms to support our backs. We need plenty of space behind us on the chair, so at least halfway along, maybe right to the front edge of the chair. Support the back. And then leaning into those hands. Eye gaze can be forward or eye gaze can come up. And think about opening up the chest. So sending the chest towards the ceiling to get a little bit more curve through the spine. And then rest it down. Okay. We're going to do a couple more like that. So we're seated extensions here. Bring the hands to support the back. Lean into those hands. Eye gaze forward or up. Think about sending the chest away as you let those shoulder blades come together. And then rest it down. Have a little wiggle around. Let's do that one last time. One more extension. So bring the hands to just behind the waist, and then send the chest away. Shoulders drawn back, chin maybe forward or up, and then rest it down. Okay, come into that forward shoulder roll again. Fine to let the spine come into play with this one if you want to just take a little curve forward. Okay, let's just give our back a little bit of a break now. We're going to come into some work for our hamstrings. So this is going to strengthen these muscles here. You do need to be right forward as far as you can be on the chair. And we're going to pop the ball in the crook of the knee. So the ball may well spring off in a direction. And if it does, you can hold it there if that feels more suitable. But what we're doing is sending the heel, we're kicking the heel back. So it's going to get right into the back of that leg. So if you have a good knee and a bad knee, do your good knee first, and just to get the feel of it, to see whether it's going to be suitable for the other side. So just have a little play around with that. I'm not going to count repetitions, but it is getting into, like I said, I'm sure you could feel those hamstrings in the backs of those legs. So it's just a little kickback. We're using the resistance of the ball to just give those little kickbacks. Do one more, and then rest it down. Okay, so just take that leg, just point that heel away, bring it back in, just loosen that leg off. We'll do a proper hamstring stretch in a moment. So I talked about the importance of quadriceps strength for our standing balance, but you need balanced muscles. So we need muscles strong all the way around the legs, well, all the way through the body, but you need a strong front muscle and we need a strong muscle in the back. You do the same thing on the other side, so just popping the ball in the crook, under the crook of the knee. Just get it so you feel like it's going to stay. Depends on your trousers. If you've got silky trousers, it's going to be a little bit harder. You might need to hold it in place. And then have a little go at just hitching, kicking that heel back. It's a little bit difficult to replicate this one at home if you don't have a ball. If you had a good puffy cushion that's fairly solid, you might be able to do that. You just need something to be able to push against. So little kickbacks with the heel. And you might observe that one side, you can hold it in place, one side feels just not quite as strong as the other. I can feel that. I think my right's definitely stronger than my left. That's it. Just do a couple more. And then take the ball away. And then, oh, let me slide off my chair. Just send that foot forwards and backwards. Just loosen off the back of that leg. And we'll come into a hamstring stretch. So coming back to the first side, at the front edge of the chair, just holding onto the ball, just taking it out of the way. We've got that leg extended. Remember, whenever we're in this position, don't push the knee back. Think more about flexing the foot. Hinging forward at the hip if you want a little bit more of a stretch. And if you want more of a stretch still, press your heel into the floor. And then bring that back in. We're going to go the other side. So extend the other leg away. If you want a bit more of a stretch, we hinge forward at the hip. And if you want a little bit more, then press your heel into the floor. And then bring that back in. Okay. Sit all the way back into the back of the chair. We're going to do just a little bit of work for our upper body, our grip strength, our arms, all the way down the side of the body here while we've got the ball. So we've got the elbows tucked into the waist, our forearms parallel to the floor, and the ball just sitting in the palms. Now, if you have had wrist issues or you have wrist issues, just be gentle with this one and don't push the ball to the point of pain anywhere in your wrist. Okay, so just a bit of discomfort is okay, but you don't want to increase any pain levels. Shoulders down, chest is open. And then we're trying basically just to squish the ball with our flat hands. And this is going to work the muscles of the hands, our wrists. Try and squeeze your elbows into your waist as well. And that's going to work the upper body strength too. And then release. The shoulders a little wiggle around. Okay, same thing. We do exactly the same thing again. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we squish the ball, squeeze the elbows into the waist, shoulders are down, and release. Let's do a couple more like that. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So squeeze the ball, squeeze your elbows into the waist, and release. A little wiggle around. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the elbows into the waist, and then rest it down. Okay, pop the ball between the knees. Take a little roll through those shoulders, and take a turn through the wrists. So roll one way, and then change direction. We're going to do a little bit more for our hands, grip strength. So, if you've got lovely long nails, don't dig your nails in. Just going to try and use your fingertips. So we're going to squeeze the ball like a stress ball, using the fingertips, and squeeze the ball. They're pretty robust. You shouldn't break them, like I said, but just not your nails. Squeeze the ball and then rest it down. So this is loads and loads of muscles, intricate muscles in our hands, particularly our thumbs. We want to maintain the strength of this thumb here. So squeeze the ball using the fingertips and then release. Let's do a couple more like that. Squeeze the ball and release. And squeeze the ball. You don't see so many stress balls around. They were everywhere at one point. These little stress balls you used to squeeze. Squeeze on the ball. Let's just do a couple more like that. So you're just going to whatever level of squeeze that you feel you can maintain. Picture something that's annoyed you recently. And then rest it down. Okay, let's give those wrists a turn. And then just a little bit more lengthening for the hand. So we turn the hand over, and the other hand, we're just going to press those fingers. So we're just bending the fingers backwards. Okay, so just go again where wrists and fingers are happy to go, just to give the fingers a little bit of mobility. That's it. It's going to just lengthen down the arm. So just go where your hands are happy to go. And then we go the other side. So again, it might just be gentle. You might be able to just bend that a little bit further. And then rest it down. Okay, give those shoulders a roll. Okay, we're going to keep the ball here just because it's out of the way and a little bit safer. We're going to come into a seated twist. So taking an arm over the side. And again, this ball's just going to give us some feedback. We don't want to increase any squeeze in the ball. So we've got an arm across the body. Then turning to the same side that you've got both your arms now, we're turning to look over that shoulder. Pressing the back of the hand into the thigh if you want a little bit more of a twist, but don't increase the pressure on that ball so that we are getting that rotation around the spine, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears, opening out into the back of the shoulder. And then bring that all the way through the center. We go to the other side. So we take the arm across the body, back of the hand on the side of the thigh. Then looking to the same side where we've got those hands now, maybe looking over the shoulder, you can press the back of the hand into the side of the thigh, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Don't increase the pressure on the ball. And then bring that back through the center, reset those shoulders. A little bit for our necks now, just resting the hands wherever is comfortable. Turning to look over the shoulder, and then back through the center over to the other side. Let's do that again, turning to look over the shoulder. Now pause there, looking over the shoulder. That might be enough for your neck. Otherwise, we can increase that stretch a little bit by sending, not the side you're looking at, the side you're looking away from. Send that arm away like you're pushing someone away to your opposite side. So your wrist is flexed as we look over that shoulder. Now this is going to get right into this particular nerve that goes from your little finger all the way up to the side of your neck, goes all the way down the side of your arm, which you might be feeling right now. It's called an ulnar nerve. Lots of people are quite tight here. And then rest it down. Didn't know you had an ulnar nerve, did you? Oh, what's that? Okay, and we turn to look over the other side. If you want that little bit of a stretch again, we're going to send the other arm away, like we're sending someone to go away or to stop at the other side. Try and flex that wrist. And see how this side feels compared to the other. Uncomfortable, but hopefully not painful. And then bring everything back to the center. Rest those arms. Give those wrists a turn. Yeah, well, maybe that one needs a bit more loosening up. Okay. Right then, guys, we are going to just want to loosen off our back a little bit here. Take a little rock from side to side before we finish. And then a gentle tilt forwards and backwards on the pelvis. So we're just rolling from the front of the sit bones, tilt the pelvis forwards, rolling to the back of the sit bones, tilt the pelvis up. That's it. Just make sure we're loosening off our back. And then bring that back to the center. We're going to finish with our 3 floats of our arms as we normally do. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we float the arms up and bring the arms down. Breathe in and breathe out. Float up. Bring the arms down. Last one. Breathe in and breathe out. Float the arms up. Bring our hands down to our sides and we will finish there. Well done, everybody. Well done. I will stop the video.